Can you kind of take us through that last shot by Dickinson to send it to OT?
Well, I drew up the play where it was going to be where Joey would be the first option coming off the screen, and then Hunter would be the second option. And so, who was Terrence Williams Jr. What a hell of a pass! I would just say that. To be able to, while guys draping all over him, to deliver it on time, on target. And yes, that was a big target, meaning Hunter Dickinson, but this amazing shot that he made. But we needed those. We've owed that. We've been through a lot of pain down the stretch from early on in the season with some of the games that we've lost, and the close ones I'm speaking of. I'm sure you guys know the games I'm talking about because you've probably written about them so many times. But with that, it was nice that our guys dug down deep and stayed the course and been able to get this really hard-fought victory today.
And if I can quickly follow up, what was going through your head as that ball was traveling in the sky there?
Well, I was looking at the flight of it. All I can tell you is, please go in. And, I didn't know how to react, but all I did was just pump my fist. And, we were owed that one.
Andrew?
Yeah, I was going to ask about, you talk about the basketball gods and things like that. Do you feel like also things you're doing behind the scenes, we're kind of working towards finally, getting over that hump and getting a win like this, closing it out?
Well, when you talk about those young men in that locker room, they deserve all the credit. They deserve the credit of being able to, with all the adversity that they've been through, whether it was with injuries or young team, being counted out, having some hard losses, winning some games, and then have a little inconsistency, but then be able to stay the course and trust in the process, because it takes time, especially when you have a young team learning new habits. Your habits was probably been a little bit different coming straight out of high school. That now you learn new things here that we feel that will help you. That's going to help the team and keep the team first. And that's why I say the trust has been real from top to bottom. So I really commend not only just the players but the staff on everyone being dialed in and bought in and staying connected.
Chris?
Kobe's progression to becoming that guy who wants the ball in crunch time and in those situations?
Well, Kobe, you can keep going the list. There are a lot of guys that want the ball down in that situation. Hunter, Dougie, Jet, like I said, the list goes on. But all of them have really stepped up, and all of them have done an amazing job of working out, practice, coming in on off days, putting time in the weight room, putting time in the film. Their preparation has been really, truly, really well done, well professional. And even though they're young student athletes here in college, but being around a professional game and seeing what it looks like for 25 years on a professional level, those are young men in that locker room. They treat it like very professional-like, and I really admire them for that.
You mentioned kind of staying the course. How do you keep the momentum from the past few wins going into two big road matchups?
Well, we will continue to, as we get a day off tomorrow, come in on Tuesday and prep for Thursday's matchup. We said it from day one that it's going to take one game at a time. We never look forward, never look ahead. Today, they owe it to themselves to enjoy this victory, well earned, and have an off day tomorrow. I'm sure they all gonna be in the gym working out like they always do, whether getting shots up, getting treatment, watching film, and prepping for Tuesday. Because Tuesday, that's when we start preparing for that next opponent. One game at a time. That's what we're gonna continue to keep focusing on.
So Juwan, go back to last time you played the Badgers. So since that time, 3 straight wins. This game, in that first game in Madison, you got out-rebounded. You out-rebounded the Badgers 39-33. And talk about that if you could, as well as just the overall on both ends of the court, offense and defense, the improvement, which has led to this 3-game winning streak.
Well, it goes back to the players and how their mindset and fixing exactly all the the extra possessions that we gave away last time we played Wisconsin. 14 offensive rebounds. I think we had like 12 turnovers. That's 26 extra possessions, and it's hard to win on the road that way. But we fought hard on the road, and we still came close to winning the ball game. But we put a point of emphasis today that we must be the most physical team. We got to outwork them, not allow them to outwork us, and we can't give up any easy layups. There were a lot of opportunities for them last game where they had layups either at the basket or layups where they missed at the basket. And if you saw today, there were rim protection. Yeah, they got some blow-bys because they're good, and some of their sets are hard to guard at times. But our men were dialed in mentally and physically on fixing and being able to put ourselves in a position to win this ball game. So you can see in overtime, we were really locked in and we got stops when needed. We also held them to one-shot opportunities. We can test the shots without fouling. That goes to show you that those guys, they know it, they can do it, and they perform at a level that is high that puts us in a position to win. So hats off to our young men that's in that locker room.
Brendan?
Juwan, when you talk about it takes time in the process and all that stuff.
Yes.
In hindsight, when you had to kind of throw Doug into the deep end there and, suddenly he's being asked to play 30, 35 minutes a game, be the lead guard, how did you kind of feel about asking him to take on so much responsibility at such a key time in the season and him having to kind of bear that weight?
Well, I'll tell you this, I've never once second guessed it or I felt that I had to talk him into being the starting guard for us, because here's why. Doug is one of the most confident young men that I've ever been around. After knowing him for over the years, understanding his skill set, his leadership qualities that he has, and as a freshman, he's still growing. I'm still immature. We all still go through a little immaturity moments, and with that, it's still a compliment because it gives him an edginess that makes him unique. Now, Jalen, yes, we all missed Jalen going down with his injury. It felt horrible for the young man, but Doug right away knew that it was his time to step up, and he wanted the moment. And yes, I've been through it as a freshman. You have some up and down games, but I don't think you get enough credit, really, because it's hard as a freshman and then also as a lead guard, point guard, to come in and run a team at a higher level, playing against grown men, going on a Big Ten road, and let's talk about the Big Ten road, like Rutgers game, in that hostile place, one of the tough places to win, and how Doug controlled that game. Then playing Michigan State here, and the way how he controlled the game from start to finish. And those two games alone, he had one turnover. And then in this game, he had a turnover, two turnovers that was crucial, where he tried to make that play, and that happens. Like I shared with him, is that keep it simple, keep it simple, and simple works.
David?
Juwan, it looked like Jack potentially could have played today.
Yeah, he tried, man. He tried. Go ahead, finish your question.
I was going to ask that, and do you expect him to be gradually folded back in these final two games?
Well, he practiced some yesterday. Didn't go through the full practice because I didn't want him to go through the full practice because the ankle that he's been playing on all year, since dating back to before we played against Kentucky. He rushed back for the Kentucky game, and the poor young man has had a bad luck on stepping on someone's foot. You cannot control those moments. It happens in basketball. Ask Steph Curry, beginning of his year. Now, I'm sorry, Steph, I had to throw you in this, and use you as an example, but it's so true. And how frustrating that, and I know Steph has been through it, it's frustrating. You want to be out there, you want to play, and all of a sudden, there's a little freak accident that happens when you step on someone's foot. And then he played throughout the year on one wheel, I call it, where one of his ankles were injured, but fought through it. And then we played right before the Purdue game. He re-injured that same ankle and had to sit out for the Purdue game. He wanted to play that game, and knowing that he was not healthy enough to play. So we took our time with the ankle. He came back. Maybe he came back a little bit too soon. Well, this time, he went up for a shot, and Hauser was going back to go get the rebound, and he came down on Hauser's foot after making a jump shot, and he turned his ankle. And so yesterday he went through part of the practice, and I shared with him that here's the plan. Here's the plan. And I know my son. He shook his head, yeah, he understood the plan. I gave him a plan that, hey, we're gonna work through as far as, let's see how you feel the next day, which is today, and then we'll have another day on Monday of treatment, and then we can see how practice goes, and we'll rev it up on Tuesday a little bit more. But then, as I am working out before today's game, our trainer says to me that Jets is gonna play. Excuse me? Jet is not playing, and Jet, I gave him the plan. This is the plan, that you will have another 2 practices, and then we'll determine and take a look and see if he's healthy enough to play on Thursday. So I gave you a long story, but that's how it went down. And Jet is a competitor. He do not want to miss games. He want to be out there for his team. And, I'm sorry, son, just trust me. That's it, just trust me.
We'll take 2 more, we'll go Tony and then Austin.
Yeah, Juwan, season of ups and downs for the team, for players. Hunter, not immune to it. I wonder how happy are you for him for this moment when everybody's had good moments, bad moments, for him to step up.
The team and Hunter deserves this win. And if anyone, the guy who's been his 3rd year here and had success from the beginning as a freshman, he won the Big Ten title, he went to the Elite 8, 1 possession away from making it to the Final Four as a freshman. All-American, and earned it because the work he put in and his passion and love for the game. 2nd year he came in and new team, and also had a hell of a year last year. Went to the Sweet 16, led his team to the Sweet 16. Now he has another new team. It's tough. This is the new land of the college basketball, where it's rare you will find 5 returning starters from last year because of the evolving transfer portal, as well as folks just want a new role. They want to, or they don't accept their role. Hunter, the new teammates, and welcomed them, and also have helped teach them what the culture is like. And there were some up and down battles because of being a young team and not making excuses, but it takes time to win. And you just don't win automatically. You have to grow and learn how to win. So with some of the adversity we've been through, Hunter has stayed the course and has never wavered in having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's shown so much great leadership. He's shown that he's a true Michigan man, and you've seen how he's dialed in to represent what this team is all about. His coaches and his players, he is supporting them. And I am all in with Hunter. I support him because I know where his heart is. He gets it. He wants that attention. He wants the attention to be away from his teammates, his coaches. Give it to him so he can be the bad guy. And it's unfair, because Hunter, he's really a lovable person. He really is. And I love coaching him, and I love being around him. I learn a lot from him. He's my family.
Juwan, going along with that, what did it take for this team to be able to keep the faith during some of those tough moments that you mentioned earlier?
Sorry, say again.
What did it take for this team to be able to keep the faith during some of those disappointments or some of those tough moments in the season that you mentioned earlier?
Well, you just got to roll up your sleeves and embrace getting uncomfortable. And in order for you to get comfortable, you got to learn to feel what it's like. And no one wants to go through losing some games. Everyone wants to win every game, but it's not going to happen. You got to, which I've done, reminding our guys. We'll continue to keep reminding them that we had a tough conference, very competitive conference, really good players, great coaches. just continue to stay the course, and continue to keep competing out there. And our guys have really been bought in, and I'm very lucky, man, to be coaching a great group.
Thank you, Coach.